Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm Danny. My show is the Miss Danny Show. Today, we're going to be talking about Belle Collective, which is a new show on OWN with Carlos King as the creator, executive producer. As you know, he used to do Real Housewives of Atlanta for about 4 or 5 seasons. And he left the season Phaedra got fired. This show is based in Jackson, Mississippi. It's with five Black women and all their businesses, and is based on their relationships and everything else. Um, this episode is called Sisters in Struggle. The season 1, episode 3. Last week I did a combination of episode 1 and 2. It starts out with Tambra. She's meeting with her parents. Like they keep going, she keep going to her parents' house. We've never seen her house on this show. We've been to everybody else's house on this show except her. So I don't know if she's ashamed of her house or she lives like in the ghettos and she's not making that much money being on a radio host in Mississippi, because she is driving her Mercedes, but her parents' house does she keep meeting with her parents and they keep pressuring her about this baby and marriage. And she was like, her parents been married for 51 years. And she says the reason why she doesn't have a baby right now because she's not married. And they kind of agree with that. But she is in her 40s and we have not seen her house yet. I hope we're going to see it later on. Maybe she has an apartment and a shame because she's hyping herself up and everybody else literally on the show has a house. But her parents' house, they look like they just live in a regular house. They have like bars on the windows, um, a wall AC unit. We saw that because they keep sitting. We haven't been inside the parents' house as well. I noticed that too. They're all like, they're always meeting on the back porch, like a patio or something. We haven't been inside the parents' house. The parents probably don't want all those people and all those camera crew trotting through their house, because I know, like, if it was my grandmother, she don't want all those random people in her house. She'd always say she don't want people casing the joint, or like you can't watch all those people at one time in your house. If you don't know those people, it's best to like keep them where they are. But yeah, so she was like she's been on and off with her ex for 16 years. She was like, I think the guy that was in the first episode. She was like her parents and stuff still likes him. They still talk to him, which kind of like you can kind of understand, because if they've been on and off for 16 years, the parents kind of grew their own relationship with him. So I kind of get what she's saying with that. But obviously, if it didn't work off and they had to keep breaking it on and off for 16 years, that's most likely not the guy for her. And they can't understand that. But I hope she finds the right guy and they can make it work. And if she really wants the baby, she has the baby. Because I have a feeling she technically kind of don't want the baby, but she's not really saying that. So then we get Antoinette. Latrice visits her at her dental construction. Like Latrice said she never been there, so she was shocked that it was in the condition that it was in. I'm like, it's being built. Like, what did you expect to see? She said it's being built from the ground up or whatever. So the little contractor leave out, and Latrice and Antoinette was discussing the party. I'm thinking in my head, didn't you say that you and Letitia made a pact that you weren't going to discuss each other and talk about each other behind their backs, Antoinette? But you went around telling Latrice what happened. And then randomly her white friend asks, what does real mean? Because I don't even remember them mentioning the word real. And then Antoinette and Latrice started laughing. I started laughing. I'm like, girl, if Antoinette's been your friend all these years, you don't know what real mean? You never hang around any other like real Black person? Because technically Antoinette, she looked like she doesn't hang around Black people like that. But Antoinette explained it to her. She was like, real means two things, which I agree with her. One of the things is you want to be rude and you keep it on the level of, oh, I'm just being real, when you're trying to be rude and disrespectful. And then it's another thing when you just trying to like tell it like it is without hurting someone's feelings or something like that. So I kind of agree with her on that portion of it. But I think that lady was just putting on, trying to act like she don't know what real mean. Like, girl, go. And we get Marie. She's watching two of her grandkids, because her son has three kids with three different women, all under like the age 1 year old, 1 years old. And she was mad about the 5 month old having like his ears pierced. But I'm like, don't all babies get their ears pierced when they hit like the 30-day mark? I always thought that they got the ears pierced by the, like, at least by within the 3 months of being born or whatever. But I'm assuming she's mad about this because the baby is a boy, maybe. I don't know. But that was a weird reason for her to like get angry with that. And then one of the baby mamas came, like baby mama number 3 came to pick up her child. And baby mama number 1, who has the oldest one, who's like almost a year old, she came too as baby mama number 3 was leaving. And she was telling the baby mama that she's not gonna be taking care of her son, because baby mama number 1 talking about the son been staying with her. And I'm like, if the son been staying with her, why is Marie still paying all his bills and taking care of all these babies and stuff? Like, Marie needs to like, she need to get it together. Like, she need to stop letting them use her, because basically that's what they're doing. They're like using her. She's taking care of the 3 kids, the 3 baby mamas, her kids, her husband. I'm quite sure she probably helping her family, like her mom and dad as well. Like, this is way too much on her. And she told the baby mama number 1 she's not gonna be taking care of him, since that's her man and he living with her. She need to be the one who's taking care of him. And I'm like, she don't need to be the one. He need to be taking care of himself. So I don't know. Marie need to like, they really got some pressure on her. And then we get Latrice. She's meeting with her PR, and her husband called, and he was talking about he's at the, I guess, her hair shop or whatever, and she's not there, and he's wondering where she's at. Like, and I'm like, every time that you go somewhere and try to pop up on her and you don't know where she is, you're gonna just call her and like demand where she is. Like, he's very like, I don't know, over possessive or something. And then she was telling her that she was with the PR at whatever restaurant they was at, and he pops up to the restaurant. Talk about he wanted to be included in everything, and he wanted help with the design, because the lady brought the design, and Latrice liked the design, like the logo or whatever. So she ended up showing her like a prototype. So she had like all her ducks in a row. He talking about they're not like taking his opinion into account. And I'm like, this is Latrice's business. She brought you in as like a silent partner, which I think she shouldn't have done that, because I feel if they get a divorce or whatever, he's gonna fight her for that business, even though he owned that little bit of piece of it. And I think if your business was doing that well, you don't need his money anyways. Just take your money that you're making from the business and reinvest it. Like, you don't need any outside money. Like, is he giving you like millions and millions of dollars? I don't think so. Probably a few thousand. But if your business is doing what you claim to do, you're the number 1 seller in the South. Your profits and revenue should speak for itself for you to expand and with branding and all that stuff. But he was in the meeting hating, trying to take over, talking about he's the VP and all this crap. I'm like, boy, sit down somewhere. Like, he really, really is annoying. We get Letitia. She went to Marie's house. They was discussing the party. She was Marie was telling her about her son going to college 3 hours away. He was she wanted him to stay in town so he can be close to the kids and he can help the baby mama with the kids. And say he got mad at her and said he wanted to go to wherever college he wanted to go to. I think the mama wanted him to go to Jackson State, and he don't want to go there. He went to some other college. So she said she started like screaming and stuff at her. So she said she started taping them like a year ago of him like in his erratic behavior. So she said when she went to, I guess, confront him or whatever, she started recording, and he started going off on her and just like really laying her out. And he like ran up on her, and she was like, the youngest son had to like stop him from running up on her. And then he went and punched holes in the wall, well, one hole in that wall, and then he went and punched holes like two more other holes somewhere. I'm like, girl, you are crazy. And she was like, she started recording them because after they'll get into it, they'll go run to her daddy talking about how they mama tripping. I'm like, what y'all running to her daddy for? This lady ain't finna get no whooping. She look like she like in her 40s. Like, what, her daddy gonna come on there and beat her with a belt? Like, what the fuck? Y'all in her house. If y'all don't like what she got, get out. You already grown with 3 kids. I see her dad ain't letting you over there. And the other 2 baby mamas, they probably ain't got the pot to piss in either if they begging her for money. So you just running around here getting everybody pregnant with nothing, no job, no nothing, claim you in school, but you got 3 kids. But child, she need to like put him out, let him grow up, let him figure it out. Like she said, he broke her TV. Um, it's just crazy. She need to figure out why her son like truly despises her, because that much hatred in the world. Like, what happened to him? Like, did something happen to him? Marita, like, she tried her best to like shield him from stuff and like baby him, and then look how that turned out. Babying these grown men who has kids is not it's not the way to do it, because they're just gonna grow up and be spoiled and expect everybody else to do everything else for them. And you see what he's already. I think he said he's 24. So he's already expecting her to keep taking care of him and all his kids. Like, if I was Marie, I would tell them baby mamas, you lay down and make this baby, put him on child support. If you put him on child support, he's going to have to go to work or either go to jail. You need to get a job and take care of your own kids. Why isn't your family helping with these kids? Why y'all keep running to me? Like, a grandparent is not supposed to technically take care somebody else's child. They supposed to do stuff when they want to, and just because they want to, not because they feel obligated because their deadbeat child isn't doing what they're supposed to do. Because I'm quite sure Marie didn't raise him up to be a deadbeat. If she did, she wouldn't be taking care of the kids. But that seemed like really, really bothered me. I do feel bad for Marie, but we're gonna get back into that because at the end of the episode, her son did come by. So we get Tambra. She goes to City Hall. She meet with Letitia, she introduced Letitia to her cousin who was like a councilman or whatever. And then he was telling her about all the steps and processes that she need to go through for the Fair Street thing and the site plan and building codes and all that stuff to get the buildings up to code, because technically they probably haven't been inside those buildings for like 40 years. Cause yeah. So he was talking about how she had to have it like building up to code and stuff. So he seemed really, really excited about it. And she seemed excited about it too. Then, like, after they left out, she was crying and stuff, saying she was thinking about her grandfather. And it was such a sweet and touching scene. I really do hope that she can pull off what she wants to pull off with this. So we're going to see if that works. Hopefully it's done by the end of this season, because you don't want all your businesses and plans out there and then the thing is still not like up to par and somebody come in and scoop it up and buy it. So hopefully she has like everything running and stuff. She's not trying to buy the entire street. I noticed when she was talking, she wanted this one specific building. So I guess the building that has all those multiple floors that she was looking at with that lady, instead of all the rest of the buildings. I guess she want to buy that one to get that one up and running, then probably start expanding with the other buildings to get other people in their businesses there too. Or she may be trying to get her businesses there first, and then if somebody sees she's there, then they want to get the other buildings and they started building and coming up to code, and then that's how they're going to build it back. So I don't know, it's 2 different scenarios with that, but I really do hope that they pull this off, because that would be really nice, especially in Jackson, Mississippi, with Black people. So yeah. So we get Latrice. She's home. She's talking about she took off work to give her man some attention. I'm like, girl, This man is really truly acting like a baby. Like, she was talking about how she can't swim. And Cliff was trying to say he was going to teach her how to swim and stuff. She go out and get this like plastic bag and put on her head, talk about people in the hood. I've never seen that done before, like ever. So maybe she grew up in like really like in the ghetto or something like that. And she says she has daddy issues. We can see because you call your husband zaddy. So I don't know. That's very disgusting. They do have a 20-year age difference. But is Cliff biracial? Cause he looked biracial to me. He looked like a product of a white mama and a black daddy. And he talked like he really do talk like a southern man that just woke up. So I don't know. He's trying to teach her how to swim. She said she had a fear of like water except for like bathing and stuff because when she was younger, her brother threw her in the pool and she almost drowned or something. So I don't know. But Cliff, he remind me of Red off the Five Heartbeats. He really, really do. And he acts slimy like Red off the Five Heartbeats too. So Cliff, boy, you need to stop. And lastly, we get Marie. Her husband come in after staying out all night. And she said it's not like a one-time thing. He does this multiple times a week. He's out all night, then he come in with some excuse. I'm like, girl, you know your man cheating. Because she said they broke up before, well, they got divorced before because of his infidelity. And I'm like, girl, if you left him before, just leave him gone. Don't try to make this work again. She said they have a daughter. They only got like one daughter together. So I think she has what, 3 or 4 kids? I know she has 2 other boys. The older one has 20 something, and she had another son because she said her youngest son stopped him from attacking her. Then she has this daughter. They showed the family picture, but I can't remember how many kids were in the picture. I think it was about 4, or maybe she has 3, and then he had children too from somewhere else, and they just included them in the picture. I don't know. She didn't explain all that, but yeah, she needs to find out why everyone disrespect her. Her friend Essie come over, and she was explaining because she talked about how she needed an example of a man in the house, and her husband was standing up there, Cedric, talking about he doesn't feel included in the relationship and it's always about Marie and Essie and stuff. I'm like, no, you just mad because Essie can see through you and your foolishness. And Marie's claim he's mad because he want to be a part of her businesses, and she ain't finna have him a part of her business. It's just her and Essie. He want to be like a partner in her business, and I agree. She ain't finna be looking like no fool, build you up so you can take up half of my money and then go on with over there with the next chick. Well, he already over there with the next chick. So it's good for her to not entangle her businesses and stuff with him. And then Cedric claims that he doesn't feel appreciated in a relationship. And Marie claims that Cedric is the reason why her sons act out because they see that he's not setting a good example for them to see how to treat a woman. And I'm like, so where are their daddies? If Cedric just a stepdaddy, though, what are their real daddies doing? Are they in jail? Are they dead? Are they in their lives? They should have their real father in their lives too, giving them an example of how to treat a woman, not just Cedric. And her business partner Essie was calling him out by not contributing or doing nothing like within the marriage or their relationship or the businesses or something. I'm like, so basically, so what kind of job does he have? If the business partner is saying he's not contributing, so Marie paying like everybody bills, paying everybody to be around her. I don't know, but I think Marie should keep Essie kind of out of her marriage stuff because that's gonna cause way more problems. But I also feel that's the only way she can express herself and get her emotions out because nobody else seemed to be listening to her. When she tried to talk to whoever the issue is with, whoever the issue she has with the person, they attack her or start getting all loud or try to make it seem like it's all her fault. I think she just venting with like the business partner and they've been friends for all these years. So I think she's at her wit's end that she don't know what exactly is going on. So I don't know. And I think Cedric thinks he's the third real wheel, which he is, because it's always going to be Marie and that business partner first. So her son come over, the one that was about to attack her, and say he was mad because he felt like she was taking over his life, and tells him and trying to tell him where to go to college. And Marie was like, "Well, if I'm paying for everything, including you and the clothes off your back, the tickets in your car, your baby mamas, your kids, then I have a right to help you make life decisions that's going to be best for the family," which she kind of is. Like, if she's taking care of everybody else, she's taking care of you, all your bills, all your car payments, your tickets, insurance, everything else. I do think she has the right to help you make certain decisions. I don't think she should be ruling everything, but I think she should have an input in that. And they say he was supposed to stay home and practice and regroup to play basketball. So I'm assuming he's a basketball player and was trying to get to the NBA. And all these kids just came because women looking at a meal ticket. But he doesn't seem like he was all that good if he wasn't getting for scholarships and stuff like that. So they didn't mention any of that. So she was also talking about how he ignores his baby mama and suggests anger management and counseling, which I really do think they need to go. We see on the next episode they actually do go to counseling, because we need to get down to the bottom of why he act the way he does and why he truly like seemed like he hates his mother. But yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. It's Belle Collective season 1 episode 3. It comes on Fridays on OWN. If you want to donate to the channel, I have it scrolling across the screen. It's my Cash App, my PayPal, or you can send a super chat if you want. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, thumbs up this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave it down below. I am going to have a giveaway later on this month, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. I will be back later discussing some celeb news and gossip, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. Check out my affordablemelashes.com website. The link is down below for that. Use the code YouTube for a discount, and I have books on Amazon. Football Wags Part 1 and 2. The links for those are down there as well. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you get to read both parts for free. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys.